I'm confident that I can go throughout the entire college football season and get 50% of these picks or better correct. Now, this may seem like an easy challenge, but we've added a new extra layer. If you weren't here for week one, you didn't see my week one picks. We went 5-4 because, why did I trust Brian Kelly to get the job done in week one? Why did I trust Connor Wigman after all the film I watched on him to look as poor as he did against Notre Dame? But 5-4 is not the start that we wanted, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But the change that we have now is we are going off of spreads. And for people that don't know what a spread is, I'm going to keep it in very simple terms. If I say Vanderbilt -7, that -7 means Vanderbilt is the favorite, and I'm projecting Vanderbilt to win their matchup by 7 or more points. If it ends up just being exactly 7, that is a push. That is not going to affect my record. We're not doing ties. We're going to act like it never happened. I never made the pick. If I say Syracuse +7, I think Syracuse either outright wins that football game or they keep their loss within that range of 7. If they lose by exactly 7, like I said, it's a push. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into these picks. I'm going to try to do this in just one take. If you see me cut, I clearly failed at that. It's okay. But if it is your first time at Rush the Field, genuinely, the only question I'll ever ask you is give me a chance to talk football with you. This is my passion project. As you may see, we're about 750 subscribers. We are so close to that path of 1,000. That was my goal going into this year. I've put a lot of love and hard work into this channel, and I just want to get better as time progresses. So if it's a like, a comment, a subscribe, anything to just pop up on your feed again, I just want to talk football with you. That is the only thing I'll ever ask from you. So let's go ahead and dive right into Texas versus Michigan, the biggest game of the week. So let's talk about the biggest matchup of the week. You have Texas and Michigan. Texas goes into the big house. The narrative around this game has been the change of the line of Texas, I think, is going to win this game, but how they do it. And it has grown from 4.5 in Texas's favor to 7.5, and that's where I got it at. I'm going to take the value of them moving that line, and I'm going to say Michigan will not lose that game by multiple possessions. I think if they lose, it's going to be by 7 or by 3 or something else. If something gets really weird and we start talking about like missed PATs or safeties or field goals, something of that kind. I just think that there's going to be a limited amount of these possessions throughout the entire game on both sides of the ball. I don't think you're going to get these quick drives, these massive plays, because I think Michigan is going to try to force Texas to play their style of football, which is a grinded out, slow pace, methodical drives, just, take 4 yards every single time, kind of like what we saw with North Dakota State. And this is the one that I feel the worst about, just because Texas does have all that firepower and they could easily, get chunk play after chunk play. But I don't know if this defense is going to allow for it, so I'm going to take Michigan +7.5. Then we go down to Georgia Tech going into Syracuse. Even though Georgia Tech is ranked and they have a lot of momentum with Haynes King, this offense is really fun. I really do like Syracuse. Elijah Robinson knows who Haynes King is. He's practiced against him, and I like what Kyle McCord looks like, and I think Syracuse has a lot of momentum going their way. Plus, they're at home. A underdog that is at home is something that is just too sweet to pass up. I'm going to take them. I think it was +2.5, and I think they outright win that game, but I'm not going to give myself extra points for that. The next game we got is UTSA versus Texas State, the rivalry for I-35, or the I-35 rivalry, whatever you may want to call it. Cats by 90. There's no analysis. UTSA sucks, and they will forever suck. What is a Roadrunner? And honestly, this next one I think is a pretty easy pick in my opinion. Tennessee versus NC State. I understand a lot of people are trying to see NC State as more of what they looked like. I think it was Western Carolina in an absolute dogfight. And I fully understand NC State's going to look a lot better than what they did in week one. But I just think Tennessee has too much firepower and NC State's just not going to be able to match up. And so you start to talking about how Tennessee's going to win that game. They're favored by 8 points. So basically 2 possessions. I think if Tennessee's winning that football game, it's not going to be close. I think they just have too much. This is Nico's time where he basically stamps himself as one of the best young quarterbacks in the entire country. And I'm so excited to see it. So I'm going to take Tennessee -8. And because we're doing spreads, there's less games that I'm willing to take. I got to be smart about this. So we are going to Boise State and Oregon. This has been circled by a lot of people as potentially a trap game for Oregon. You see how they played against Idaho. You're like, what is going on? Is this team really as good as we thought they were in the preseason? Then you have to go face Ashton Genty, who had 6 touchdowns, like 256 yards or something. And he completely carried the offense. Let's be realistic. Let's reset expectations. There is a real reason why Oregon is favored by minus 18.5. I don't care that Boise State has never lost to Oregon in their entire history. I do not care about it. I don't care about the LeGarrette Blunt punch. Give me Oregon to absolutely come out as polished as they probably will be all season. I trust Dan Lanning. I trust his process. I trust that they're going to be extra motivated for this game, not because it's Boise State, but because of their impact from last week and how poor they came out. And they should have beaten Idaho by 70. I think they destroy Boise State, and I'm pretty comfortable by taking as many points. If this was even minus 25, I would take Oregon to absolutely destroy Boise State. And those are all my picks for this week. I'm keeping this short and sweet. I'm also, having a pack. I'm going to College Station for the Texas A&M McNeese game. So like I said at the beginning, all I'm ever going to ask for you is just give me another chance to talk football with you. And I will see you guys for the recaps, the reactions for the rest of the weekend. Have a great weekend and enjoy some damn football.